This is the Business on Top podcast with Shane Chernoff, VJ Patel, and Ben Siegel.
I love this company! Yeah!
The Business on Top podcast.
Pretty cool! Pretty damn cool! Woo!
The Business on Top podcast. You know what you should do to the Business on Top podcast? You should like, rate, review, subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, re-rate, re-review. The Business on Top podcast. VJ Patel, Shane Chernoff, Ben Siegel. Let's get it.
It took a while. There was a lot of stress, a lot of divisiveness, a lot of up and down moments. It's been a long time, but finally, that incompetent moron is no longer in charge. And of course, I'm talking about Jeff Wilpon selling the Mets and Uncle Steve Cohen being in charge. Welcome to episode 10 of the Business on Top podcast. Ben, look at your face. You were terrified.
Ben is back.
Yeah, I'm back, and I thought this episode was.
You thought
editing.
that was going in a very different direction, didn't you, sir?
Yeah, but we'll talk about the Mets and the sale of the Mets. And
It's a new day. You know, there was a guy in the gym locker room who was talking with me about it. He was a Yankee fan, and he asked me about it, and I said, God, it's nice, like. The birds are chirping a little louder. I'm sleeping a little better. Got a bigger smile on my face because, this is a team that's got a winning attitude now and somebody that actually grew up a fan, not just somebody who wants to be in the fraternity of sports owners. This guy's in it to win it, and I think, I think I speak on behalf of all Mets fans when I say, we're going into the next couple of years with the attitude that we're excited to win and ownership is committed to winning and not cutting corners.
Yeah, I like this quote that I think he's valued at like $12 billion, but he's the richest.
Somewhere that's 12 to 15.
And I like this quote where he's like, the Mets aren't where I'm planning on making my money. Like, I have a job to make my income.
Right.
The Met, I bought the Mets because I want to win, pretty much. The Mets aren't. It's kind of like the same with Mark Cuban, where the Mavs aren't his main source of income.
Right. He's an internet maven. He's got Shark Tank and things like that.
None of these owners in any sport are trying to make the most money off the sports teams they own.
I think some of them use it as a profitable venture. Some of the smaller market teams and certain owners do.
Yeah, that's why a lot of teams cut corners. That's why I think a lot of teams have.
I think Dolan does it. I think Jim Dolan absolutely does it.
But he owns MSG too.
Yeah,
but the Knicks are his baby, and that's where he's making.
Well, the problem is when you have somebody that's so bad at his job, in charge. And I've always said this. I think with anything, in terms of what you do for work, what I do for work, what you do, it starts culturally at the top.
Yeah.
And if the person that's actually in charge, if the captain of the ship doesn't know what he's doing, the whole crew is going to go down with him.
Yep.
And I think you've seen that Steve Cohen, understands that he's going to defer to his experts. He's going to let GM and the people in baseball operations make the personnel decisions.
Yeah.
You shouldn't meddle too much.
There's a reason those people have those type of jobs, right? They're the GM for a reason. They were hired to run the team, to draft, to sign free agents. You're paying them to do something, let them do it.
You're right. Yeah, we will get to my thoughts on the election and the state of American democracy in a second. But I did, in the meantime, want to talk about the Marlins made a little history today, didn't they?
They did.
Hiring the first general manager, female general manager in history. Also an Asian American woman. So congrats to Kim Ng. I think she's going to do a pretty good job as the general manager of the Marlins. It's a young team with a pretty bright future. So I think that's exciting, and a lot of young little girls around the world and around the country getting excited because this is something that they've never seen a woman occupy this position before. So a lot of doors are opening, a lot of glass ceilings are shattering lately.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's it's a big accomplishment for her for sure. And I'm not sure like her background, but did she?
She's been in baseball for a long time,
Yeah.
30 plus
Yeah.
years in the business. It was
Okay.
assistant GM of the Yankees, I believe, when they won the
another
World
team.
Series in 09
Yeah.
at the time, right?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So- So that's somebody who's in charge of the team. You know, Jeter, who's known her for a very long time,
yeah.
understanding her bona fides, and then obviously, you know, giving her a shot because this is a team. They were a playoff team. Now they got to the NLDS and got hammered. But I mean, that was a team that no one even thought they would finish above
Yeah.
500. And
Well, they were the first team, I think, who had like a massive outbreak of COVID.
and they still dealt with it, won the division, which I think is pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Jeter worked with her with the Yankees, and I mean, just reading stuff on Twitter, like everyone who's well connected in the baseball world had high praise for her, and you'd have to assume that if she was a male, she probably would have been a GM earlier
Already.
this year. And good for
Yeah, I remember.
Derek Jeter, you know, hiring a female GM. I mean, even look at switching sports, but like it's Becky Hammond, isn't it, with the Spurs?
I think Becky Hammond should. I wanted Becky Hammond to coach the Knicks.
Yeah.
I mean, at least a year ago, I think when her name was first floated around, I was all about it.
It's the same with her. It's like even you see it in the NFL as females are moving up, but there's like this glass ceiling that everyone's afraid to break to kind of get them to the next level. So hopefully Jeter doing this with her, promoting her to the GM, maybe other leagues will follow and other owners will follow suit.
I mean, I think she's no doubt qualified. It's just, you know, a question of how can this team perform, and is Jeter actually willing? Jeter and Bruce Sherman, are they willing to open up the pocketbook so that she could spend and get the personnel that she wants?
Yeah.
So we're talking about, like, you know, Miami's not a small market when you think of like tourist destinations in the U.S. or like small cities, but they're a small market team in terms of, you know, they don't get a lot of fan attendance, they don't get a lot of revenue, but you know, yeah, they don't attempt to spend. And I think that's a little bit of that is symbolic of just the Florida market, because you have people that have moved down here. God, how crowded has South Florida gotten over the past 20 years? It's been ridiculous.
it's
I mean, this is
getting crowded now,
ridiculous.
Yeah.
You and I have lived here for such a long time, and just God, the traffic
Yeah.
gets worse. The stuff on I-95 gets worse. I remember when there was like, I remember when a lot of Palm Beach County and Broward County's farmland. God, everything's just apartments and residential properties now. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
Because of people like me, New York.
But we like you. It's a lot of the other people. That's like, geez, come on. If we were doing a get out of
Well,
here
the
right
other
now, I would
people-
just say literally get out of here.
Yeah.
Go back to where you were. Florida's full because this is crazy. We're getting 1,000 people a day, even amid the pandemic. So
Well,
it's
the
pretty
thing
crazy.
is, like, it used to be okay because the snowbirds would come down and then go back during the
during
good
season,
weather
during season, yeah.
Yeah.
And then now it's just like the opposite, where everyone's coming down, they're just
Mhm.
staying.
Yeah,
They just-
the you know, like when you cross over from Georgia to Florida, it says like "Welcome to Florida."
Oh yeah.
There should be a big sign, like kind of like the Florida Turnpike sign. Right now in parking garages, it says like floor 1 full, floor 2
Yeah,
full.
Florida
So like when you're
full.
crossing into Florida, it says like South Florida full, like Central Florida full.
I imagine that in like like the big red like digital letters.
Yeah.
It just says GTFO. I
Might as well.
I would like that. I think there should just be like a giant person in like goalie equipment, like with a blocker, just saying no.
On the
Turn
on the
manually turning the
on
cars
the
around.
highway.
We're gonna go back. Yeah, go back north. We're honestly, it is crazy about how fast Florida has grown. But you were out of town for a while. You went on a little Vegas trip, huh? Daddy was on a heater, and that's how you missed us for Halloween.
Worked late. I got scheduled on a shift that I normally don't do, and couldn't make it last week. Was it last week? 2 weeks.
It was 2 weeks ago.
2
Yeah,
weeks.
it's how long it's been, man.
Yeah, and then I had to catch up. That's my fault on editing the past 2 episodes, which is why we didn't film last week. So caught up, posted all that on YouTube and Spotify and iTunes, which everyone can.
We're all on.
Yeah,
Which
we're all on.
you
I
can
will post it.
rate, subscribe, review, unsubscribe, resubscribe, re-rate, and re-review. And now on top of that,
Come on.
we have
Please.
Business on Top merchandise, including the Business on Top t-shirt, which you can see us
Pocket
wearing,
tee.
Exhibit A. The Business on Top hat, Exhibit B.
Nike hat.
Those are available for purchase. If you slide in our DMs on Instagram at Business on Top Pod, we can take care of that for you. So if you like the podcast about nothing, the Business on Top podcast, rep it when you go to the grocery store, go to Fresh Market, go to Publix, wherever it is you want to do. Even if you're going on vacation, we want to see you in Business on Top merchandise all across the globe. So if you want to do that, feel free to slide into our DMs. We'd be happy to hook you up with some merch, and we'll talk over all that good stuff.
While we're on the topic of clothing, can we just talk about my
Good.
That's
new
what happened.
suit?
Did you grow during the
That's a
podcast?
good point.
What's going
So you
on
hit a
here?
growth spurt while you were gone, or
I
you
wish
know?
I hit a growth spurt. I got back today, and normally, we keep our suits here. There's no point in taking us. All of us have multiple suit jackets, so we usually keep it here at Shane's place where we film, and my jacket's nowhere to be found, and
It was just missing. It was just missing from the, and I didn't even notice it until you brought it up.
If you go and watch episode 9.5,
Available on our YouTube channel.
on YouTube.
Apple, YouTube,
Yeah.
Spotify.
If you want to hear
Powered by me, Miss Chimi.
If you want to hear my jacket, Apple and Spotify. But if you want to see my jacket on YouTube, you can see the hanger draped over my chair right here. So I know the jacket was there.
Yeah. So,
between.
do you remember the idea that we had that we forgot to put into motion? So I was originally going to zoom in on a picture of your face on my tablet and then just put it in the chair, and we totally forgot to do it.
Yeah,
It's such a missed opportunity. I regret it so much.
It's alright. But yeah, my suit jacket's MIA. I think we found the culprit.
There was
not on purpose.
There was the mens rea was not there, which is a fancy lawyer term for state of mind.
Yeah.
But there was a logistical mix-up, and my old roommate has it. He is in North Carolina, and he will be mailing it back. But for now, we made a call to the bullpen, and he is wearing my suit right now.
It's a little snug.
Ben,
but,
yeah, you're
perfect.
I was gonna say the shoulders are a little bit broad there, and it doesn't look like the arm length is suitable for
Yeah,
you.
but this is the first suit I've ever worn
hang
imported
on.
straight from Italy.
Yeah, well, let's go from
Your
here.
fancy Italian
Let's see.
suit.
Can you reach straight out with your arm? I mean, see, look at how significantly longer his arms are on mine.
Absolutely.
Our shoulders are perfectly aligned, and I don't even want to go over here and do this with VJ because this is ridiculous. Oh God, this guy, you can probably reach. Hey, turn off the camera because you honestly probably can reach it from here. It's
You
pretty.
test very well at the wingspan of the combine.
Yeah. Speaking of NBA draft combine coming up, and we have
6'2"?
6'2".
Wow.
My wingspan.
Your
is
wingspan's supposed to
6'2".
be your height, though, right?
Yeah.
Typically.
Yeah.
And you're what? 6 foot?
No, I'm 5'10.5".
6'2". Damn.
I'd be
Yeah,
very ashamed to reveal my size on the air. I think
Size
people.
of-
We're all boys.
I think
Arm size?
I think everybody would just be disappointed. Story of my life. But we have a lot going on, and one of the things that we had been debating off the air as we get to our weekly Mario Kart update. Although I had one 2 weeks ago, we postponed the competition for a little while to account for Ben's absence, and VJ has taken the title back from me. Unfortunately, even with all that.
So we can say that alcohol has an effect on Mario Kart because you won being sober.
I dominated.
Yeah, you
Sober
dominated.
October.
Yeah, you did.
I was dominant in Sober October, but
A lot of praise for that, by the way. You did really well on that. Sober
yeah.
October was.
Well, yeah, it's nice. You try to do that a few months.
Yeah.
Health is a new thing that I just.
You're
Trying to do it a few months
California.
out of the year. Always do it.
Yeah. Dry January. We doing dry January? We gonna think about that? You jump on
What are
board
the
with
months?
me?
Just how many?
I do Sober October and Dry January. Those are my two.
I could do dry January.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we're still gonna get Taco Bell in January. Right?
Well, Taco Bell is Taco
It's
Bell
not
is
tricky,
ubiquitous.
it's-
Taco Bell is always gonna happen.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm down for
I would cut soda or something like that, but I don't think I could.
I don't drink soda.
I don't think I could drive by a Taco Bell for a month without actually like giving into the craving and actually
Taco
getting
Bell. You hearing this right
it.
now?
Mhm. But Ben, I wanted to kind of bring you in especially because you didn't get to talk about something that we really did want you to talk about,
A
which
segment
is
that I have a lot of previous experience, knowledge.
I want to know, what are Ben Siegel's top 5 Halloween candies?
Yeah, so real quick, when I was editing that episode and I listened,
You got some bad FOMO, huh?
Yeah, really bad FOMO, and I don't remember who made the comment, but I think it was you who said like, oh yeah, this would be like right up Ben's alley when we were talking about candy.
It's in the old wheelhouse.
And it would. So real quick, you guys were also talking about like doing pillowcases, like getting candy. The
heck?
what? I've never heard of
wait,
that.
No? Well, what did
I've
you do?
never-
Did you have like a
You heard it,
designated
you
trick
heard
or
it.
treat bag?
You had the pumpkin, like with the handle.
That wasn't
No.
big enough. That wasn't big enough
I know,
though.
but that's why, like, well, I guess it was different in New York because like,
I had the pumpkin too, don't get me wrong, but you know, you run out of real estate in there.
you do, but that's why you have your mom or your dad like have like 8 pumpkins. in
Shuttle
their
it
hand.
home?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I've never heard of pillowcase. I'm proud of you guys.
Did you have like an entourage that was just handling like
Yeah, I
pumpkins?
was.
12 pumpkins?
Uber wasn't around back then, but when I was like really young, I was just telling my parents, call an Uber, bring this shit back to the house, give me the next
It
pumpkin.
was a horse and buggy.
But
We're not that old.
yeah, that was a great day. And the next day, just seeing like mounds of candy in the kitchen and like, you know, that would be my meals. I would just eat it for breakfast.
Nice,
and
I like
dinner.
it. I like it.
But favorite Halloween candies. So, I mean Reese's. Reese's
Oh,
would
yeah.
have to be at the
We
top.
brought that on.
Yeah.
For
It's
sure.
it's a lot of the
It's a
same stuff you guys
universal-
said. Reese's, Kit Kat.
Pieces or peanut butter cups?
Cups.
Okay.
Pieces
Yeah,
are
no,
the
I'm
same.
I'm team pieces, man.
Yeah.
I love
Team
pieces.
Pieces.
Like die hard pieces.
All right, I disagree.
But
But
be a physical fight.
Yeah.
Business on top.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Finish up. We'll take a quick break and I'll kick your ass.
over Reese's. God, I lost my train of thought. I really. pissed
No,
me
it's
off.
okay. I like Snickers is good. Baby
Snickers.
Ruth.
Yeah,
Oh,
you said 100 grand was your favorite.
Oh, no.
100 grams good. Twix, not bad.
Yeah, Twix is good.
Little
I
Kit
mean,
Kat action.
Like, if you guys know me, there's no candy I don't like. I don't like hot tamales. If you give an out,
No, you can't be
I
doing
never
that.
got hot
No,
tamales.
I think
Yeah.
we're all on the same page with
Wait,
that.
what about Airheads? Did you do?
Oh,
Airheads
yeah.
are good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Airheads
So-
are good. I'll take Gushers over Airheads though.
No.
No,
See,
no,
like
Airheads.
when you were a kid with Airheads, like you wouldn't think it would turn into a pillow. Like Airheads, what you did, you thought it was magic. Like you thought something in that wrapper, like Airhead, somehow packaged magic. Because you know the thing was like this, and you would grab it, so you weren't holding the bar, and you would just shake, and the thing would get smaller and smaller.
We're talking about candy, by the way. Not,
not us in cold weather or in Toronto.
Or in a pool.
Yeah, in the pool. And it would just shrink down to
Yeah.
like really small, and you'd open it and be like, how did this happen?
yeah.
But it would be like the fattest Airhead you'd ever had.
Yeah, and Shane was surprised by this because.
This
We
was
gotta
never
get
a
it.
thing that I knew about. So I just
So
put it
we
in my
gotta
mouth.
buy-
Alright,
I
next
put it in my
time.
mouth and eat it. Yeah, no, we're gonna do it
And
for
we'll
sure.
do a little.
Yeah.
Well, next week there's gonna be a lot of culinary experimentation because we're gonna have our Thanksgiving episode as well. There will be confirmed a cooking segment next week on the Business on Top podcast. Until then, you will get my thoughts on the election coming up next.